Hi there, my name is Victor and I'm from Russia. I'm 22 years old, working and studying in Moscow. Why am I here? The only reason is that I'd like to tell you about my passion, about my true passion, about reading. I believe that we all love something in our life, but there's one thing at least that we love most. In my case, it's reading. I'm blessed to have a good family, and my twin brother Alexander is always close to me, and we have a good opportunity to discuss everything what we read. And believe me, he's here now, close to me, but you just don't see him. Well, please forgive me for my English, which isn't perfect now, but the fact is that I'm trying to improve it. Okay, I promise I'll fix it. For practice, I decided to make this video in English, and although it's a bit challenging for me. And for this, I'd like to apologize for using rather simple sentences, okay? I know a lot of people who enjoy books like To Kill a Mockingbird, The Great Gatsby, The Grapes of Wrath, Gone with the Wind, and other books. And believe me, I love them too. They are all good books. But because I'm Russian, I'd like to share with you my thoughts on Russian classical literature. And first of all, I want to tell you about my opinion on one of my favorite books ever. The Death of Ivan Ilyich by Lev Nikolaevich Tolstoy. I know in English his name is Leo, but it's so unusual to me to hear his name in that way. So please let me call him Lev Nikolaevich Tolstoy. I think you probably know Tolstoy by his big popular works like War and Peace, Anna Karenina, and Resurrection. Meanwhile, The Death of Ivan Ilyich is a pretty short story. I will be brief in the description of the plot. The story tells us about one ordinary man with an ordinary life, about Ivan Ilyich Golovin. His life was pleasant and decent, he had a respectable job, a good house, a wife and kids, many good friends. But once upon a time, Ivan Ilyich was diagnosed with a fatal disease. And then, page after page, Tolstoy shows us the mind of man who knows he will die soon. Ivan Ilyich has started the battle with the idea of his own death. It was a drama for him. He said, I have been here, now I'm going there. Where? I won't have it. Ivan Ilyich was surprised when he noticed suddenly that the others, even his own family, did not care, and the world lives around him as if nothing is happening. So, no hope, no help, no compassion, only your own pain, fear and death. Ivan Ilyich realized that his life seemed to be so good and pleasant, wasn't truly good. During his life he thought only about money, his career, and nothing else. 1 year, 2 years, 10 years, 20 years, nothing else. In the face of death, he realized that he was only living truly in his childhood. Only in his childhood he wasn't pretending. By the way, do you remember The Breakfast Club? When you grow up, your heart dies. It's the same, right? I'm not Ivan Ilyich, but sometimes only my childhood memories seem to be really happy. And you? In this story I love one character, Gerasim, the butler of Ivan Ilyich. So if you want to find out what the Russian spirit is, please take a special note of Gerasim. He's a true example of the Russian kindness and simplicity. I read The Death of Ivan Ilyich for the first time 3 years ago, and since that day I have reread it twice. And every time I read it I say to myself, stop, wait a second. It looks like this book is written by me. By this, I mean I was reading page after page and realizing that it completely coincides with my thoughts. But I just couldn't express it before. When I finished reading it, I had a long conversation with my twin brother about the story, and we both were excited. Okay, so The Death of Ivan Ilyich is a simple and short story with deep meanings. However, this story is not about just Ivan Ilyich, it's about all of us, and there is no doubt that you will find some answers for your own questions in that book. Definitely. Again, I know Tolstoy looks like such a wise man, and yes, he is, but The Death of Ivan Ilyich is short, deep, and it's simple to understand at the same time. And if you haven't read it yet, you have to. So I think that's all for the first time. Excuse me for not showing the book. I have it, but it's in another city. Now I live in a rent apartment. Actually, I have a good home library with almost 500 books, and I miss them a lot. My parents started to gather all these books together, and I'm so happy to continue their work. Again, excuse me for some mistakes in my pronunciation. I will try to fix it. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I was enjoying to say it for you. Bye!